Hi there and welcome back, friends of a thoughtful gaming experience. This is your host Emmanuel Ken, and we're going to proceed our Wizardry 8 guide series, this time with another monk, the Staff and Wand monk. Staffs and wands are like the best weapons for a monk, and you can see the primary attributes for a monk here, but that's kind of a mixed monk, a hybrid monk would that be. You have intelligence and piety, which are important for casters only mostly, and then you have dexterity, speed and senses. So this would be a hybrid monk. We're going for a melee-ish monk, which is like the Staff and Wand monk. Staffs and wands are, as I already said, the best weapons for a monk. There are extremely good staffs and wands out there, and you can even dual wield them in Wizardry 8. So this means you could go for dual weapons if you like, but I would recommend go for an extended staff and just raise staff and wand. So which raise should you take? If you've seen my guide on hand-to-hand monks, this is similar. Like the good races for that are humans with high bonus points and good melee values of strength, vitality, dexterity and speed. They should be good. Senses should be okay, and then you're fine with your melee-ish monk. So human would be a good choice. Hobbit would be, of course, a good choice with the high speed senses and all that kind of stuff. And the Felper is one of my favorites as well, even though the vitality is a little low, but yeah, we're going to go offensive there. This time, I think we're going for a human monk, just for the hell of it. If you're new to the game, you should go for a female monk, but mind you, you should have, for a later quest, one male in the group, but should go for a female monk. Why would you do that? Because at the start of the game there are items dropping that regenerate stamina. Stamina is what you need for your melee or ranged attacks. This monk is based on melee attacks, so you should take female if you want that starting bonus, if you so want. And what we are going to raise here are the primary attributes for the melee damage of the monk, which are strength and dexterity. And I would add some vitality up to 50, as the full tenors always provide special bonuses. And the rest will go into speed, as speed is always important as well. So in the following levels you should always raise strength and dexterity until one of them reaches 100, then you cannot raise it anymore, of course. Then you should raise speed, and after that you should raise vitality, or you can also raise vitality first, but speed is the more optimal, the more offensive, and that build. So as you see, the monk is effective while blind and has a natural damage resistance, and has also the stealth skill, which makes him very good on the flanks. He will be attacked much, maybe even blinded, but that won't hurt him. And he has stealth and his natural damage resistance, I think, of 10% to help him out there. Of course, that's also good for a human to be effective while blind with his lower resistances, but the resistances will come in time. And with spellcasting. Spellcasting is not at all that unimportant. You can see here we have all kinds of skills. What you should raise is the direct damage skills, Staff and Wand, Critical Strike, and Close Combat. I'd recommend an extended staff, but if you want to go for dual weapons, you should raise dual weapons instead of Close Combat. Close Combat is the most unspecific skill, so if you need to leave one skill out, start with the unspecific skills. In this case it would be Close Combat. Or at level 5, when you get psionics, take the points that you would normally go for Close Combat and put them into psionics, as this is Very important. Even if you are a melee combatant, you want to raise psionics as much as possible to get access to really nice buffs of the psionics school that the monk has access to. Like you can, in later levels, I think level 4 or 5, you can get haste, which increases your number of attacks. And even in the lower levels, you can get some buffs, you can detect secrets, you can identify items, you can help disarm traps, all that kind of stuff. It will be very, very useful. So then you should raise Critical Strike and Staff and Wand and Psionics for the rest of the game, or until you cannot increase them more. Now, if you're going for dual weapons, Staff and Wand, mind you, then you should, in that case, take Staff and Wand and dual weapons and Psionics. Then you will have a good Staff and Wand monk. Now, she already looks like a monk with her tattoo on the forehead and her leathery armor or clothing. And she looks quite confident to tackle anything that she will have to fight. So let's review her. You already have a good starting weapon for Staff and Wand, which is a bow staff, extended, which means has more range. You have throwing weapons here. You can split them up like 7 and 8 and then have them in both hands, but I would only do that if you go for dual weapons, as this trains dual weapons as well. And in the alternate slot you will have like the dual weapon penalty then as well. So you can, for this case, if you're going for the extended staff, that would what I would recommend. You can go for the sling later. You will find slings and you can use all kinds of bullets, spike stones there, and you should do that. But it's only like the ranged compartment of the monk is really bad. If you want to go for ranged, go for a ninja or a ranger or something like that, or someone with better weapon choices. So you should really, if the opponents are far away, you should cast spells. If they are near, you should hit them with your staff. And if your party needs help, you can cure mental ailments, and you can also like buff them up with haste. And this would be your role. Like your place would be the flanks, and you should be placed in a middle slot in your party as being a hybrid. Hybrid should go to the middle slots, and pure casters to the first slots, and pure melees normally to the last slots. This has to do with buffing order. If you move and then get to cast spells, then the first guys always cast their spells first. As the casters mostly have the best buffs, they should come first, and then the hybrids with their buffs or debuffs, and then the normal damage sets in. So place the monk in a middle spot in the party roster, and place him at the flanks in the tactical crosshair, because she can take much, really. She has stealth and damage resistance of the monk. She's effective while blind. She can take that. She'll train stealth doing that, and she can dish out damage to everywhere with her extended weapon. So have fun with your melee Staff and Wand monk. Thank you for watching, and please come back again and watch one of the guides or a let's play. This is Immanuel Can, wishing you happy gaming and signing out. Goodbye, have a good time.